Truth Seeker, little test run. It's Monday, October 18th, 2021. Got to run a couple errands this morning, and then I decided it's a good day to do some pavement pounding because it's starting to get colder, and it gets too cold. Won't be fun to be outside, and a lot less likely that I will get people to come out and talk and participate in the discussion. But today's a good day to do it because it's not too cold and it's sunny, and it's also the anniversary of Event 201. So I'm going to do the live stream right here on YouTube. I'll just give it a clever title. Hopefully it stays up. But when I've tried to do the pavement pounding on YouTube, it's been censored pretty fast. So we'll see if we can get around that today. Do a title like why you should definitely get your children vaccinated for COVID. But yeah, probably be starting that in an hour or less. So out here on the West Coast, it's 9:20 in the morning. I think somewhere pretty close to 10 a.m. West Coast time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. I think fire that live stream up. But I got my megaphone charged up. I got my signs. I got everything but my camera holder. I can't figure out where that is right now. So I'll just do it. I'll just hold it like this. It's a little bit more wobbly when I do it like that, but whatever, it'll work. And also, I'm hoping after I do that, maybe it'll help give me some writing clarity so I can finish my book. Because it's almost there. It's missing some ingredient right now. Of course, I got to tuck in the death of Colin Powell this morning. Isn't it just amazing how they just keep doing it? The Jesuit order in Gematria equals 84 and 201. And on the anniversary of Event 201, Colin Powell dead at 84, supposedly from COVID. And again, if you missed my video earlier today, he's dead 28 weeks after his birthday on the nose. COVID 28, kill 28, Pfizer 28, fully vaccinated, they're saying. It's funny how CNN's headline has evolved over the course of the morning. It started out with Colin Powell dead at 84. Then in an hour it evolved to Colin Powell dead at 84 from COVID-19. And then an hour after that it says, Colin Powell dead at 84 from COVID-19 while fighting cancer. Just like, okay. You know. And again, I mean, how many people have died from ailments such as cancer and things people traditionally die from like pneumonia that have gone down as COVID deaths in the time of COVID? Especially when you had Deborah Birx come out and tell you that's exactly how they were going to do it. If you died from anything and they detect COVID in your autopsy, then it was a COVID death. And look at all the false positives. I mean, there's so many examples. My own dad, who drives a bus for the city, he, could not work for 2 weeks because he tested positive for COVID, and he was healthy the whole time like he's normally healthy. He's the age group they're scaring. He turned 68 this year. But, yeah, it's just, I mean, that's what COVID's been for a lot of people. Just nothing but a nuisance. And how many people tested positive for COVID, had a little head cold for a day or two, nothing out of the ordinary. Again, just so many people. They'd be like, well, what about all the ones that died? And yeah, for all you guys screaming that, show me that more people died in the time of the COVID pandemic than any other year. Show me that there were more deaths, before elderly dropped dead in hordes every year from pneumonia. Now they call it COVID pneumonia. I mean, what's the difference? You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to do some pavement pounding, and then I also got to put out, I got to see if we can get this Professor Dave Explains guy to debate, just debate the simple topic of, is the COVID pandemic a conspiracy? Because he likes to go after conspiracy theorists. He loves to pick on flat earthers and then go from flat earth to, the same types of people are the ones not getting the vaccine. It's like, dude, do you know how annoying that is to listen to? That the same kind of people who fall for faulty logic of flat earth are the same ones who are falling for the faulty logic of not getting the vaccine. It's just like, no, this stuff is not even comparable. And again, there's just so many people like him in the world. That are just man, they're just such a nuisance. So we got to get this Professor Dave Explains guy to debate. There needs to be a debate. Is COVID a conspiracy? Is it an agenda? Again, I have so much information to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is. And all he has is, the same rhetorical arguments that some people have. If there was a conspiracy, somebody would be on the news. Think about how many people would have to be kept their voices quiet. And it's just like, these people don't think it through all the way. Does the media just go out and interview anyone any day? Do they just put on any story? Is the media actually here to do investigative journalism and bring us the most crucial information? It's like, these people are brilliant, but they don't see the obvious things like that. That no, the media is not here. It's not doing real journalism. It's not doing real reporting. And, Professor Dave Explains over there, he's talking about how the people that make up the, the flat earth movement, the same people that make up the flat earth movement are the same types of people denying the seriousness of COVID. And then he's also going after Andrew Kaufman a lot. And, what he's going after Andrew Kaufman for, I think Andrew Kaufman's a decent person. Like, Professor Dave's making it sound like he's a criminal shyster that's just in it to make money and dupe a gullible conspiracy theory community. And there are a lot of people in this community that are here to dupe a gullible conspiracy theory community, like all the people that went on Flat Earth because they saw how profitable it was with the huge YouTube video revenues. Look at Retard from Boston, who again was here for 7 years, didn't even have 10,000 subscribers, then gets into Flat Earth and Jesus, climbs to nearly 500,000, and buys a expensive Toyota SUV and drives it back and forth across the country the whole time ever after. Think about how much money is wasted in gas in the vehicle. All of that is from YouTube ad revenue from getting into the flat earth stream. So for all you guys who sit there and call people like me shills for not supporting flat earth, realize I was someone who resisted the temptation to make a lot of money off just saying that I thought the earth was flat, because that was big money, big business for a lot of real shills, and a lot of you idiots can't even put that together. But it's the same reason you can't put that together, that you think the earth is flat, because it's lack of intelligence, it's lack of critical thinking, it's not paying attention to the facts and what's right in front of your face. But this Professor Dave guy, man, he makes me sick, because he equates people like me with flat earthers. So anyway, we need to have a debate with this guy about, again, is COVID a legitimate pandemic where we should all be putting on our masks and getting vaccinated, as Dave says? Or is it a conspiracy? Is it a fascist agenda? Is it part of a massive plot to bring in the things that have been in the works for decades? Can you start to look into Agenda 21, how it relates with Event 201, the pandemic? Things become very clear, and we got facts on top of facts. So that'll be the next thing that I want to make happen. I've been thinking, who's the perfect guy to debate on YouTube that's a YouTuber? I think he's the perfect guy, because he has nearly 2 million subscribers. I noticed he recently put out a book too. Even though that guy, he's really, he's just, again, he represents what's so many Americans are. It's like they're really intelligent in terms of book smarts and their profession, their expertise. But then when it comes to street smarts, they just got none. They're just gullible suckers. And again, why doesn't Professor Dave Explains go after the 9/11 official story and the impossible physics of what was explained that day? He's the kind of guy that could really help the truth movement if he was putting his energy into going after the real tyrants of this world, the real important liars of this world. Debunking flat earth is important because it's making a lot of people look really stupid and ignorant. But again, debunking the lies of 9/11 is even more important, So, yeah, Professor Dave makes it seem like, he just, what he does. He equates, and that's what so many people do. It's what I was explaining in 2015. He's proof of what I was saying in 2015. This flat earth thing is being brought here to discredit us all, because it reflects on the YouTube community that's searching for answers. And realize when they started their hardcore censorship in 2017, actually it was later. They did start the really hardcore censorship in 2017. It was already well underway, but I think it was, It was the year my oldest nephew graduated from high school. It was like around the same time he was getting out of high school, and then the articles were starting to come out about, how YouTube's cracking down even more on conspiracy theories. And then they said things going after 9/11, Sandy Hook, which they'd already been doing, and flat Earth. But they were putting those three things together. Like people who question Sandy Hook, 9/11, and people who claim the Earth's flat. They're all the same. YouTube's really going to get rid of this group of weirdos over here. And it's just maddening. It's maddening. Okay? It's maddening how this is equated. And again, in the minds of the simple masses that are so easily programmed, they just start regurgitating and doing this. They think, oh, you think that? You're probably a flat earther. And I mean, that's been going on. Again, there's been a million comments left by either people or bots on my channel and videos since 2015 when flat earth took off about, oh, this guy probably thinks the earth is flat, like as a way to discredit what I'm trying to teach about. And again, you just see the lack of intelligence, because so many people just who have no intelligence, they say, oh, flat earth, man, you can't see you believe in the ball lie, and you believe in numbers. It's just like, what the fuck are these retards even saying? There's no believing when it comes to my work, you guys. There's nothing to believe. The facts add up every damn day. How many times have we taught about 201 and 84 together? And I mean, are you kidding me? Colin Powell, one of the most important figures in this country of the 21st century because of the lie that got us into the wars, is dead at 84 on the anniversary of Event 201. Again, this isn't shit you have to believe in. This is shit that proves itself every day. And then not to mention, dead 28 weeks after his birthday from COVID, when COVID equals 28, like kill like Pfizer, and they're telling you he's fully vaccinated from Pfizer. And it's just, you know, it's something else, man. It's something else. People don't understand the difference between thinking, believing in something, having proof of something. I mean, people don't even understand the most simple words that they speak. But Professor Dave does, and that's why I need to debate someone like him. Not someone who's like, you give him a good point. You say, okay, if the Earth couldn't be rotating, then what's causing the rotation that we observe? And then they'll say, well, everything's rotating around us. And you're saying, okay, that's possible. But what's the force that's creating that? And they're like, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. At least I'm not dumb enough to think the Earth is a ball, and when I look down, below the Earth, there's supposedly the same sky that I see above. I mean, this is how, like, flat earthers argue, and you're just like, okay. Because you can't understand that, you think somebody's dumb because they think that could make sense, especially since that is the model that's exactly predictive of stars, planets, eclipses, explains the phenomenon that we see in this world from time zones to seasons. Again, it's like, okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's all true. Obviously, they lie to us about a lot of things, but because they lie to us, that doesn't mean the Earth is flat by default, and because you think you're big enough to see that there should be some kind of curvature. I mean, it's just, you guys, flat Earth is a bunch of, like, belief and bullshit and denial and, baseless. It's just garbage. The work I do over here, real information, real knowledge that's real impactful. I mean, did Flat Earth help put tens of thousands of dollars in people's bank account this past weekend? Because it did again with Gematria and understanding how rigged the games are. And I'm not saying it should be about gambling and making money, because it's all part of their system. But for some people, that pays the bills because it's real knowledge that exposes the real rigging. Aaron Charles Rodgers, 201. We thought it was a no-brainer he'd be winning yesterday in Chicago, where the Jesuit-controlled NFL was born. And, I mean, look at the story. Look at the story for Aaron Charles Rodgers in the 201st game between the Bears and Packers, when, again, his name is 201, like the Jesuit order. This headline everywhere. They had to make sure everyone heard about it, about how he said he fucking owns the Chicago Bears. Again, it's a mockery, you guys. It's a ritual. Just like last year, Matt Ryan in his 201st career game, who's Jesuit educated, he had the mockery of what they did in the game. The Falcons were in control in the fourth quarter. They put up a stat about how Matt Ryan, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees, their passing yardage is the exact same as doing 201 laps around the Cowboys stadium. And then from that moment on, the Falcons immediately fall apart and give up a 2-score lead late in the fourth to lose the game, which was grateful for us because we had one of those 7-0 type of mornings and people made a gazillion dollars. But had they not come back, the Cowboys, because we had the Cowboys win that game, who came back in Matt Ryan's 201st game. Again, had they not come back, everyone's parlay would have been blown. But again, just understanding the knowledge and who's doing this is the key for humanity to identify who's responsible and stop what they're doing to us and manipulating the minds of the masses from the dumbest to the most brilliant. I mean, you look at the average flat earther, not very smart, being manipulated by this Jesuit cabal. I have no doubt that the divide and conquer gang that owns Google, that made flat earth theory go viral in the summer of 2015 when it seemed like the world was finally waking up, I have no doubt that that same gang is also manipulating the mind of, Dave, the professor, right? Professor Dave Explains. Same gang manipulating his mind, having him believe nonsensical bullshit. Like there could never be a conspiracy. Our government wouldn't do this to us. The truth would get out in the media. He's under that belief spell. Almost everyone's under some belief spell. When you come to my channel, I don't talk about belief. I talk about how belief is the enemy of knowing. I've been saying the same thing the whole time I'm here. The reason I'm not into religion, belief. The reason I'm not into just blindly going with authority, that's a belief. It's also not paying attention to your reality and how we're lied to and manipulated every damn day. Didn't Dave Explains, didn't he notice in school you're being told you're free every day while you should realize you're not free? I think some people like the system so much. The system works well for them. They don't even want to look at what's bad about it. And honestly, I'm one of those people. I mean, this system has always worked well for me. I've done well in all the things expected in this system, from school, academics, athletics, everything else, right? Work world. I mean, it's been easy. I could just sit here and just go along and be like, yeah, the world's fucked up, but you know what? It's great for me. No, I'm not going to do that because the world drives me nuts because I see how dishonest and bullshit it is and how many people are suffering and how many people just go around with bullshit in their head every day that truly is detrimental to all of us. Like I've been saying since I was a teenager, if we don't wake up to the agendas and who's behind them and where they're leading us, it's going to get real ugly here. It's why I, as a person who loves children, don't have any children myself, I could have been popping out babies for 20 years now if I wanted to. God, even longer than that. That's how old I am. But I haven't had any because I just didn't want to bring any children in this damn world as sick and polluted as it is. But anyway, I'm getting to my destination. I got to run a few errands. When I'm done, I'm going to do some pavement pounding. And I'm actually going to switch up my location today. I'm going to try it out on this wealthier end of town. I might go back to my normal spot because it's a little bit busier down there, but I'm going to see how if on this side of town, supposedly the more educated people live in this town, see what happens today. Talk about Event 201 and why you should definitely get your children vaccinated. That's what the title is going to be so that YouTube loves it. But, yeah, I am here, Truth Seeker, and let me see if I remember how to turn this thing off. Yeah, until next time, which won't be too long from now. Have a good one, you guys.